Here we go. Apparently we're live, but I never trust this thing. You can never trust.
I know. I swear, you always spend the first 5 minutes of a podcast being like, "Are we live? Are we live?"
Is that to me being a dad? Oh, are we live?
I think so. Judging by your
Let me have a look.
latest story.
Let's have a look. I think we're good. I think I can see. Hello, everyone. If you're there, can you see me? Apparently we've got some people watching. I can see it on the channel.
There.
I think we're good. Make sure the sound's all right. Yes, baby. Here we go. Welcome back to another M's the Word podcast with myself and my partner in crime here, Hannah Max.
Oh my God, you need to stop doing that voice. Stop it. We need like a swear jar, but for that voice.
Yeah, we do. Are you good? I've got a bit of background music this week, some bit of lo-fi going on in the background. I don't know if that's going to work.
Oh, good, because I thought you were talking about the printer behind me because I'm printing out some lecture notes right now. Which is the worst timing.
How's your lectures going, Cones?
I'm balls deep. Balls deep. My brain is like a smush right now.
What are you learning about today?
I'm actually learning about yoga poses today, which, to be honest, I thought were going to come up way earlier in the course. But
sorry, guys.
Like 7/8 of yoga is actually not about the poses, which I didn't know before. But I do now because I've been studying it for nearly 100 hours.
Bloody hell, that's crazy.
I know.
I'm just massively unprofessionally moving around some cameras while we're live.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Also, I just want to mention that I do have a little pale naked face today because I had a reaction to some skin cream, so I cannot put makeup on at the moment because my face has just stopped being swollen and puffy.
What skin cream was that, Cones?
I'm not going to say.
Oh, okay.
But it's a particular ingredient that my face just doesn't like, so I can't put makeup on because my face is all dry and crusty right now.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So that's why I look like a little naked mole rat.
I think you look great.
Anyway, what's going on?
Just get my focus. That's better. Sorry, I'm getting my shots. I should have done this before we started filming, really.
I always ask you if you're ready, and you always say yes, and you're never ready.
It's so tricky to
function as a human being.
Compartmentalize my brain into being an audio guy and a video guy and a chat guy and every guy in one.
Be the chat guy.
Be the chat guy.
Give me some entertainment.
Well, let's start with how was your week, Hannah Mags?
Oh, the week was actually it's been okay. We had 4 days straight with the kids, which I'm not going to lie, I was kind of dreading because they're in a very bickering stage, but it was actually okay. We got through it. We had some nice moments. We went to the beach for the first time in like over a year, which was really lovely.
It's quite a blustery trip, wasn't it?
And now we've got we're in the middle of our 3 days off while the kids go to holiday club. I was just saying to Steph, I wish it was a sleepover club too. Because you get them back, and although you're like, you've got loads done and you feel like you've had some really good like mental space, but you get them back, and as soon as you get them back, everything's ruined and you're like stressed again because they're bickering as soon as they get in the car. It's
pretty like yesterday when we picked them up, it wasn't long at all before it was screams, was it?
No, it was as soon as they got in the car.
Yeah.
But no, it's been a good week. I feel like we've got a couple of good TV recommendations from this week. Steph and I normally spend our evenings. Well, I normally spend my evenings studying at the moment, but because we've got these big days without the kids at the moment, I'm using all day to study. So by the time it gets to the evening, I physically cannot take in any more information. I can't do it.
Dude, I've come into the room a couple of times and just watched you, observed what you're doing, and I don't know how any of that stuff's sinking in. I had to walk out after about 30 seconds. I felt drained after 30 seconds of just listening to this guy talking about shavasnas, or whatever they talk about in your world. But we had to leave the beach early because some deplorable decided it would be a great idea to come down to a nice beach where you got all the nice sound of the waves and the children playing and the laughter and the fun and just all the ambient sounds of beach life. And then he came down with this massive, like, I want to say ghetto blaster, but
I was going to say
ages me, doesn't
boom
it?
Box.
Boom box, yeah. God, we're such parents.
What do the kids
he
call it
came
these
down
days?
with a big ghetto blaster and played some of that old rap music.
Stop doing the voice. It was like a big speaker.
A massive speaker.
And he also brought with him, bearing in mind this was a Monday, although it was Easter Monday, whatever Easter Monday's
God's
called.
Day. He brought it down on a day of Jesus.
But he had a massive crate of beers and a boombox. And I was like, this beach is for everyone, not just you.
Yeah, I kind of clocked him as soon as I saw what beer he had. He had Budweiser.
I felt like I wanted to be a Karen and be like, you can't do that.
Yeah. I
So
know.
we just left.
I wanted to be like a Nigel and be, excuse me. There's young families on this beat trying to have a good time. Do you think we want to listen to your music? But he was playing drum and bass as well, which is a bit like, oh, that's so unfortunate that you're doing that, because I like drum and bass. And I was like, no, you're giving drum and bass fans a bit of or drum and bass. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah. So they came down with their big ghetto blaster and blasted us off the beach. And we were like, right, we're going. Come on, guys. We're leaving now. And off we went. And Rufus did piss himself. So that kind of had to hurry us up. How's Rufus's hair, Hannah Mags? All right, isn't it now?
It's okay. Yeah, we had to shave it off, which made me sad. Which is so stupid because it's hair and it grows back. And he actually looks cute with really short hair.
Oh dear, sorry about that.
Can you just not touch things?
I'm going to stop fiddling.
Can you just
I'm just going to stop
still?
fiddling. Yep, I'm sorry. I got ADHD, so I can't stop touching stuff.
One of those little fidget cubes for the kids that they didn't like. You should have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got ghetto blasted off the beach. That's where we were, weren't we?
Yes, and now I've lost my trail of thought.
Sorry.
Did you get my angry stare then across the room?
I could feel it. I can feel it burning into me. We've watched a couple of good horrors that we could recommend, haven't we? Mm-hmm. We watched a really good horror called Host. If you're into horror films, you should definitely watch Host.
It was really, actually, genuinely quite scary. And Steph and I are quite big horror movie fans, and I feel like it takes quite a lot to actually scare me. And so we got to the end of this film, Host. Not to spoil anything for anyone, but it is kind of filmed in the lockdown situation, and you kind of see the whole thing play out over a Zoom kind of phone call, which is a really interesting way for a horror film. Obviously, it's never been done before in that kind of format. Really interesting to kind of see it all play out with the 5 screens type thing. But yeah, it got to the end of the film. We'd watched it just before bed, and I really needed to go for a wee, but I was genuinely too scared to go for a wee by myself. And then you were like, right, I'm going for a wee. So I kind of followed Steph into the bathroom, like, I'll go with him.
Little Pippi move there. But it's from a website called, we had to download it. So this new kind of horror streaming service called Shudder, I think it's called. And here's a tip. If you get Shudder, sign up. I think you get a week for free, but then go to cancel it and go through the cancelling thing. Just before you cancel, it will say, oh, okay, well, do you want a month then instead? And I was like, oh, go on then. So I'm now in for a month. And that's a little hack there. If you go to it, shudder.com, and there's loads of horrors on it. Some of them are really good. We're watching like Children of Satan now or something like that, aren't we?
Yeah. When you first said that we had to sign up for this thing, I was like, oh, I hate signing up for stuff. I'm such a like granny when it comes to new things like that. Well, like whenever there's a new social media platform, I'm just like blanket, no, not joining it, because I just cannot be bothered to sign up for stuff. I hate it when you like go to buy something and they make you sign up for a newsletter, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just hate being committed to things. Apart from my marriage. So when you said that, I was a bit like, oh, we're going to forget to cancel that, and it's going to probably be quite shit. But we're on halfway through our second movie, and it's actually very good so far.
Yeah, and I got a couple of lined up after that. So I'd recommend that. If you're into horrors, shudder.com, check it out. I want to say a quick thank you to Gabor, I think his name is, from Scotland.
Why can't you talk properly today? Oh, sorry.
He's Gabber there, mate.
Oh, Rosemary Lodge Vets.
Thanks, Gabber. You're giving us £4.99. Thanks, Gabber. It's very generous.
That's so cute.
Generous of you, mate. Oh, God, I can't.
We're not even
Scottish accent's going
sorry.
Thanks, Gabber. I appreciate
I can't do
you,
accents
mate.
at all.
Try a Scottish, it's easy. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
There you go. Hey, you did
that
all
wasn't
right.
Scottish.
You did all right. Hey, you did all right. Yeah, you see, nailed it. Yeah, I love you. Oh, God.
God. You're going to have 3 strikes in a minute, and you're going to be sleeping in the other room.
How many strikes have I got now? You can give me a 3 and 1.
Yeah, I'll just give you 3 and 1. Do you remember when I used to give you points?
Yeah, I hated that.
Like a child.
Husband points or something, wasn't it? Husband
I
points.
don't remember what you used to get, though.
Just doing nice shit. I used to get.
No, I mean, like, what was your award?
I remember what the award was.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Steffi points.
Yeah.
How many did you have to get?
I think it was like 5.
I should bring that back. You never do nice shit for me anymore.
Shut up. God. Your husband's beaten down by lockdown. Give me a break. Beaten down by lockdown and kids, man. It's been a rough ride.
Yeah.
It's been a rough ride. Yeah. So what else has been going down? I am doing something called a hard 7, which is a week of early morning dips in the river, which I won't shut up about. I keep talking about and boring everyone to death with. But anyway, get up and do that in the morning. And then yoga, or not yoga, sorry, meditation. Got to do a bit of meditation. Supposed to do 20 minutes, but I do 10 because I can't do 20, it's too long. And then a workout and no alcohol for a week for 7 days.
That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself for
Yeah.
7 days.
I missed my...
Normally people start with like something, a gentle change, not like everything every day.
That's why it's called the hard 7. Yeah, it's not easy.
I think I would find it easy apart from the dips. I wouldn't want to do that. Like that is literally my idea of hell, getting up every morning at 6 a.m. and going to a river and getting in a freezing cold river. Like I just can't think of anything worse.
There's something I am planning to talk about in our video. I'm planning to put up a video on Sunday. I'm planning it. I think it's going to happen. We've got these 3 days off the kids, so I'm getting loads of stuff done. So in the video, I'm going to talk about this. I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody reached out to my friend my friend Jason, who runs this kids club called Super Pirates. And this person who reached out,
big up Super Pirates.
Yeah, if you've got any kids needs, it's called Super Pirates. I mean, like kids stuff. They're all like the entertainments for kids. It's like event parties for kids. Like they do weddings,
online parties,
festivals, online parties. Yeah. So if you want an online
exercise
party,
videos.
Yeah, he's great. Jason Prentice from Super Pirates. He's a wonderful guy. Anyway, he's so nice. And he even once put on a massive, great big super party for this young girl who had a terminal illness, and he put it all on for free, and he took he paid all the staff and everything and did it all for free because he's that type of nice guy. Anyway, some old faded pop star, which I'll probably tell you about in the Sunday's video on Name and Shame, messaged him saying, "Hi, would you do my kid's party?" And I Googled it to see how much this guy's worth, by the way, and he's worth 30 million. And Jason was like, "I'd love to. Yeah, man, that'd be great." And the guy was like, "Yeah, you want to do it do you want to do it for some Insta love? Insta love." He basically wants it for free. I even worked out what percentage of his wealth equals that party, and it was something like 0.002% of his wealth or something like that. And so I got really angry. So I was like, "How dare you try and exploit my mate?" You know, when somebody like does something against your friend, it's always like 10 times worse than they do if like somebody calls your friend a name. It's like so much more painful than if they call you a name. So I got really angry, and I'm like, right, I'm going to oust you on our video on Sunday. Get a bit of beef going. Yeah.
I hope the person has buckled up for the Stephen Mitchell like to come at them.
Yeah. Well, so what else has been going down around these parts? That's it. The hard 7. Just planning on launching the print site. I was supposed to have the logo done yesterday, but she's not done it yet. Should have gone to fiverr.com. I'm not ever supporting local bloody people again. They're too slow. Yeah, sod that, man. But yeah, so I've just messaged her saying, "Hey, any news with the logo?" Just waiting for that, and then we can go. I don't want to put the site up and then change the logo after a day. That would kill me.
I'm excited about launching that. I think I'm hoping it's going to go down quite well.
Yeah,
I think it's funny, isn't it, how many businesses or ideas have been born out of lockdown, like out of people kind of having a bit of like alone time, not alone time, but like having the space to think about actually, how do I want to live my life, and what do I want to do, and what's not working for me in my normal life at the moment. Like it's quite nice to see. Obviously you have the other end of the scale as well, but like it's quite nice to see lots of positivity coming out of something that's really not that great of a situation.
Yeah, I did it. I've just literally finished filming a piece for Sunday's video as well, which was about what do they call now? VPDs, people with victim personality disorder. So all about how some people just play always the victim, and they just always put themselves in that kind of victim headspace. And I was talking about how COVID made a victim out of everyone, and it's very telling how people have dealt with that. Have you become a victim of it, or have you adapted to it, and have you used its potency against itself, or have you allowed it to push you in different directions? Because it's so easy to be like, "Oh, well, it's ruined everything, game over then." But I think it's important not to be a victim. I think
it's amazing to see, like even locally where we live in Bath, we've seen so many small businesses or people that we know pivot their entire business model and actually come out like better for it.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see, because they wouldn't have necessarily gone in that direction if this hadn't have happened. But it's amazing to see that kind of forward thinking and I don't know, just knowing, how do you know how to pivot your business like that? You know, like it's just like, I don't know, it's quite inspirational, I think.
Well, I think you've got to adapt. Obviously, COVID's all about adapting. How can you adapt your business to something that's so I don't know, that's such an effect on everybody, something so visceral like COVID. What can you do with that? So
it's interesting because you kind of like, once you're in a job, most people, generally speaking here, obviously I don't know all the facts and stuff, but like generally speaking, once you're in a job and you're trained for a job, that tends to be what you stick with for quite a long period of time. And a lot of people can feel stuck in something or like they don't enjoy something. So I feel like it has, for some people, given them not a way out, because that's probably not the right wording, but like it's just kind of made them sort of see that they don't have to keep doing what they're doing. They don't have to keep living like how they're living. Like there are other ways that they can make money and support themselves or whatever.
I think a lot. Yeah, I'm interested to see how people are going to cope with going back to work, because people have had all this freedom, not freedom, but the ability to stay at home, and which has always been. I always found that really tricky with having to kind of lug your body across a city to get into a place to sit down when you're like, I could really do this at home. Why do I have to be here? I always found it quite a weird thing to do. So I'm imagining a lot more companies now will be more chill with that. But there'll be also a lot of people who'll be like, oh, I don't want to go back in. I don't want to go back in.
It's funny. I feel like quite a lot of people I know have like rushed to book restaurants and haircuts and trips away and stuff. And I just haven't done any of it. And I almost, it's not that I don't want to, I just really don't feel like in a rush to go back to appointments and meetings and like kind of, I'm quite happy just I like this new way of living, the slower pace.
I just noticed our hang on, how do we do it? Australia. I just noticed our friend from Australia called Georgia Production. She's just logged in to say hello. And they're pretty much dealing with COVID here in Oz.
Oh my God.
Georgia, she's massive in Australia now. She's got millions of people. She met The Rock the other day. That girl in our chat, guys, that Georgia Production. She's huge. Absolutely massive. Yeah, but she's always been a really always been a massive supporter of us. Yeah, she's a legend. Thanks, Georgia. Nice to see you here, mate. Nice to see you here. Let's go to some questions. Let's see what some people are saying in our chat.
You caught me having a little neck stretch then. That's attractive.
I am dreading going back to work, says Deborah. I bet you are, Deborah. Don't worry. It's all a case of just getting back into the swing of things. I think I'm like that with the gym. I'm kind of like want to go back, but at the same time I'm like, I can't be asked to go back. And now I'm just lifting heavy shit every day. Yeah. And here in Brazil, literally everyone is dying. I hope you don't mean literally everyone is dying in Brazil.
What if they got COVID really badly then?
Yeah, apparently Brazil. Is there a variant in Brazil? I don't know if there is, but yeah, probably because I don't know how they've handled it out there. I think I might be completely wrong here, just pulling this out my bum, but I think their prime minister was a bit like slapdash at the start. It was a bit like, I'll leave things open, people can just deal with it. It'll be fine. Just carry on as normal. I think that's what happened in Brazil. I could be wrong. What other questions we have in there? Rufus's hair. Rufus's hair has now been shaved off, which has helped. It's made. I mean, so many people messaged me about it saying, "Shave off his hair, shave off his hair." I had it, and my parents shaved off my hair, and it worked, and it did. He loves it. He likes his hair short. He wants it to stay short. He tries to go and grab it, but realizes that he can't, and then he just stops. So that's great. Yeah. So that seems to have fixed it for now. Yeah. What else we got here?
Did you ask for questions?
I just thought we'd get some questions. Yeah, we don't normally do this. I thought we could try it. When I'm back in the gym, I'm going to be there lifting 1 kg dumbbells. You go, Abigail. You lift those 1 kg. You might just go down and lift a couple of jam jars.
Do you know what? I've got in the shed. That's how much I've worked out over lockdown, in our shed at the bottom of our garden, which is like a pit of stuff that we don't ever use. I've got 4 kgs and I find those heavy now. Now I've not been to the gym. I
feel a bit bad being all like happy about coming out of lockdown and being like, yeah, we've got our freedoms back, because all of Europe pretty much is going into another lockdown now. And lockdown, in all honesty, without kids would be like infinitely easier, I reckon.
I think it depends on the type of person you are, though.
You reckon?
Like, I think it really varies from person to person what their experience is, depending on how sociable they are, what they do for a living, how they exercise, like what they like to do in their spare time. Like, it really depends on a lot of different factors.
Yeah. Somebody says, how do you make money online though? No idea where to start. I think it's a good thing to think about what are my interests, what do I like, what am I fascinated in, and just deep dive in that. Find something you're interested in or you're naturally talented at, and be like, oh, just run with that. It could be anything, something that you're just into,
I
whatever
think
that
it
is.
depends if you mean like online as in like on social media, or do you mean online as in like setting up a shop, or do you know, because obviously that's going to be a lot harder because you have to kind of get people to know that you're there.
You've got OnlyFans. Get an OnlyFans account.
What? Oh. You would know.
I use OnlyFans. My friend, you know what? I would never use anything like that because if there was ever a data leak or anything, I'd be like, oh no. So there's no point in putting myself. The thing is, I find in life is that if you don't want to get in trouble for anything, don't do it. Simple as way. Simple hack to never get in trouble. Don't do it, and then you won't get in trouble. But but no, OnlyFans. Apparently, there's a couple of girls from, Dan, who sometimes helps us out with shoots.
Mm-hmm.
He's about 18 or 19, and a few of the girls at his school had accounts apparently. Yeah, some girl the other day, I think she just turned 18, and within about 12 minutes of turning 18 or something, she had an OnlyFans video go up and made something like 6 million.
Oh my God, for what?
I think she was a rapper.
What was she doing on there?
I don't know. She probably got a bum out or something like that. Look at my bum.
I love that you're saying that. You're like, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Of course,
honestly, she's not my type. So I saw the video. I saw an article about it, but I didn't dive into it. She's not my type. But they get their bum out, and then little boys or guys who want to see girls' bums pay loads of money and get these girls rich. But can you imagine if you were a girl and you're like, well, I've got a nice bum, and I could go and work in Cafe Neuro for £8 an hour, however much they pay for like every day, or I could just put a picture of my bum up and get a week's worth of money. I don't know if you. I mean, I don't want to make anyone go and use OnlyFans. I would say don't. If I had a daughter that used OnlyFans, I would now get some serious dad rage. I'd be seriously angry. So I don't think you should do it. I don't think that's a correct. Nobody do OnlyFans. I'm only just saying that it's an interesting social change.
You need to chill out.
I do. I do. I need to calm down. Right. What other question we got? Hey guys. Hey. Would you have any more kids? No, thank you. How do I revise for uni when pubs are open? Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Just try and cram it all in before then.
Yeah, I'm going to cough.
That's what I would say.
Sorry about that.
Or do it in the morning when you don't want to go to the pub. Although if you've been to the pub the night before, you're likely going to be a bit hungover.
Somebody wants to know what's going on with your sausage strolls, your dog walking business.
Well, I'm kind of focusing on yoga stuff right now, so I've not even thought about it. I can't bite off anymore right now.
Yeah,
I want to do it, but yeah, we'll see. I always have ideas and then I never follow through.
We're in the process now of basically getting plates spinning again, getting everything back up and running. I think COVID threw us out for a while, and then we were like, shit, what do we do? And then we had to just adapt and be like, shit, we got to change. We got to think, we got to get some of these plates spinning again. So we're just frantically trying to get the plates up and spinning again. I think we're all gearing up for September. The kids will both be in school every day from September. So from September, we're freed. Hopefully, yeah, we're freed up to create more, to write more, to produce more, to make more stuff, to do more things. So we're just kind of gearing up and getting ready. So when September comes, we can just hit the ground running and be like, right, because we've got so much done in the past 3 days, or 2 days since the kids have been away, haven't we, Cones? We've got so much done.
Do you wear SPF every day?
What's that?
That's such a random question.
What?
Do you wear SPF every day?
Yeah. So do you want me to close this down? They're being distracting now.
Sorry, I can't see it properly, so I have to go around.
Okay.
Like that.
So yeah, no, I think that's the case of just desperately trying to get the plates up and running again and trying to get things sorted out for September. That's the plan. When do you plan to do your first yoga lesson?
Well, I'm not qualified yet, so when
54% through now, aren't you, or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I want to get it done, and then I basically just want to spend a lot of time kind of going through lessons, like doing it by myself.
Yeah.
And kind of like saying it all out loud and kind of getting my confidence up really before I film anything, because I just think there's no point filming if I'm like all nervous and haven't ran through or practiced or anything, because you can do tons of yoga and know what you're doing, but then actually cueing people to do the yoga is completely different. So
what do you mean cueing people to do the
as
yoga?
In like instructing people how to get in and out of poses and flowing through certain things and when to breathe and stuff. it's all very well doing loads of yoga and knowing when to do it and being told when to do it, but when you're the one that's like has to teach other people to do that, that's quite a lot of information to memorize.
What do you know now about yoga that you never knew
Oh my
before?
God, don't ask me that.
Why?
Because there's like basically my whole course I didn't know before I started doing it.
Did you have any idea?
I've just started doing poses now, which is the only
after
thing
how many hours of studying?
Almost 100.
So you're only getting to poses after 100
and there's
hours.
a lot of it that I feel like they kind of touch on, but you could take such a big deep dive in. Like there's sections of about certain things that they teach you the real basics, but you could go off and do like a whole different course on it.
Yeah.
There's just so much to learn.
So
I think it's just one of those things where I don't think you'd ever be done as such. Like there's always more that you could learn, which is great. It's like opened up this whole different world.
So you're not planning to commodify this, are you? This is something that you're doing as like, you're going to put up free videos for people to, you might do some ticketed events, but I think most of it's just going to be stuff that you're going to be uploading to your channel.
Hopefully. Yeah. I just want to put some stuff on YouTube. Hopefully people like it, or if it might help somebody. I think it's basically, I gained so much from it mentally that I just think it would be nice to be able to do that for somebody else. I
think what's interesting for me, from my experience with yoga, is that I have a different experience of the yoga with every different teacher. Like you have this relationship with...
It's very personal.
Yeah, it is. Weirdly, all they're doing is saying, do this, do this, do this. But there's something, like you had one guy called Matt Penman who you just adored, didn't you?
Yeah.
You thought he was the best.
Was my hot yoga teacher in London.
Not as in hot, as in sexy. Hot as in hot, as in... Or do you mean hot as in sexy? Hang on, you got something going on it. Okay, good.
Yeah, that hot teacher I had.
She was there every bloody day. She go for an all-night session sometimes. Come back really sweaty.
Oh God, you did the voice again.
So, yeah, no, but you loved him, didn't you? And I get why, because sometimes I do a yoga with somebody, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I think it's such a personal thing. Like some people prefer a teacher to talk more. Some people don't like listening to anything like spiritual. They just want to do it for exercise. Some people, it's like a certain tone of voice that you enjoy, or maybe they say something that's like really uplifting or kind of plants a seed and makes you think differently. It's just such a personal thing. And I think that's why when you're learning it, they say to you, like, don't ever be offended if someone comes to a class and doesn't come back. Like it's such a personal thing. And I found that too. Like I've had lots of different teachers that I've taken a class with, and some of them I'm like, oh, they're amazing, like I feel so chilled. And I remember one when I was pregnant that I was pregnant with Rufus, and I went to a prenatal yoga, and I remember coming home angry.
Why?
Well, I just felt frustrated that it wasn't like a very, like I wanted to go and feel like I had done something. I was in that kind of space where I wanted to, I didn't really want it for the mental side of it. I wanted to exercise. And then they spent ages introducing people to each other. And I was this is not what I came here for. I came here to do yoga. So I came home feeling like I'd wasted my evening. And because I was pregnant, I was really tired as well. So I was really grumpy because I'd just spent an hour like with a bunch of strangers that I didn't really care what their names were. I was like, I just want to do my yoga.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a personal thing, because some people might want to go to a prenatal class and meet people or whatever, but
I mean, I would love for us to be able to set up like a kind of a yoga studio in Bath, a hot yoga studio in Bath.
It's really lacking
with a nice cafe. But apparently, if you make it a hot yoga, you have to tank all of the kind of. Normally, they have to be underground or something. You have to tank all the walls.
It's
going to
cost
cost
money to do that.
Cost so
and
much
then
money.
You like in terms of business, like I don't know how viable that would be, because obviously you've only got space and time in a day for a certain amount of people to come and do the class.
Yeah.
And then you've obviously got to charge it, like price it fairly. So like realistically, as much as I would love to do something like that, it would be incredible, but financially just not really available.
Especially if another bloody somebody sneezes and they shut down Bath again and then nobody can and then you're like, oh great. So I think a retail is gonna, and that kind of thing's gonna, I mean, that's been hit so hard, which is what pissed me off about that faded scroungy pop star who tried to get his freebie off my friend for this kids party. It's like he's an independent little business that he set up, and he worked tirelessly on it. He's been so impacted by COVID, and there you are, you cheeky multi-millionaire asking for a freebie.
It's kind of like you don't need to ask for that free party. Like, you're just being greedy and exploiting someone.
Yeah.
And I just think, pay for the party, and if it's good, give him some insta love too. Like,
Yeah.
don't just offer him insta love.
I
hate that term as well.
Scroungy influencers and
Insta-love.
scroungy people who are like go around asking for stuff for free. I hate it. The worst thing is about when if Jason approached him and said, "I'll do it for free," fine, that's okay. But to approach somebody and be like, "I want this thing for free," the amount of times I've said to people like, "I want to pay for it," because when you know you could have got it for free, because if whatever thing is shit, then what do? You got to lie to your audience. You got to be like, "Oh, guys, this," like, say if you say like approach a hotel and say, "Hi, I want to stay in your hotel. Is that okay? I'll stay here for free." And then you're obliged to do some shout out for them. But say if it was a horrible hotel and you got food poisoning and stuff, what do you do then? You got to lie to your audience. Your audience are the most important thing to you, and you got to basically lie to them all because you got to keep that brand happy. It doesn't make any sense. I
think integrity is really important,
and dignity and integrity, of course.
If you're like an online, I want to say online personality, but that's not the right thing, is it? If you're just anyone online, even if you've. Oh, there goes the doorbell.
Let me see if it's anyone important.
Yeah, make sure it's not that census person come back to tell me off again.
You got in an argument with the census person, didn't you?
I didn't get in an argument with him. I was very polite to him, actually.
I think it's somebody just rang and disappeared because nobody's standing there right now.
No, I was really polite to him. He was really mean to me. Well, he wasn't mean. He was just really like belittling, and like I felt like I was being told off by my dad, you know? And I was a bit like, hang on, I'm an adult here too. This is actually my house and my doorstep you're sat on. You're being really rude.
Yeah.
And so instead of saying any of that, I was just like, oh, thank you so much for letting me know. I'll go and do it now.
Kill him with kindness.
Yeah. He just went off in his little grumpy.
Well, if I was going and knocking on people's doors asking them to fill out their census form, I'd be pretty pissed off about everything. Why haven't you your census form? Why have you made me come to knock on your door to remind you of your census form? What are you, a child? Do your fucking census form.
I just shouldn't be allowed to adult. I am so shit with anything like that. Like, I usually pay the bills late. I like book the kids in for injections late. Like, I take the dogs in late to the vet. I just can't adult as an adult should.
Yeah.
I just shouldn't be allowed to be a functioning adult because I'm just like so unorganized.
It's hard. It's a full-time job in itself, just being a functional
there's so
adult.
much admin. Sometimes with admin stuff, like a letter will come through the post or whatever, and I'll open it and just be like, I'll do that in a few days.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. It's really for the last until they chase you
and
up.
Then
like, where is it?
And then you've got the warnings, and you're like, if you don't pay this now, and I'm like,
yeah,
I can pay it. I just haven't been asked to pay it.
Yeah, I know. It's a full-time. You've got so much other stuff you need to think about and do that it's just like, this is the last thing on your list.
Adulting is just a lot, isn't it?
Adulting's just a hassle.
Don't you wish that we like just all lived a simpler life?
It'd be great if you could just get like a universal basic income, food sorted, shelter sorted, and then you just could do whatever else you like. I think that's with the rise of AI, that might happen in the future. Hopefully, where we can just do fun stuff more and less work.
That would be good.
Less stuff we don't want to do.
Get all the robots to do all the work, and we can all just play.
Yeah,
that would be chaos. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not go down there because I need to go and do some studying now.
Yeah,
save that.
Babes.
Pin that one.
33 minutes. It's been a nice chat. Thanks, guys. Thank you all.
Is everyone chatting to us? I'm leaning over to look.
Well, let's answer a couple more questions before we go. Just.
Oh, good. That makes me feel better.
What?
Somebody said, I'm 58 and I'm still having problems trying to adult. That's made me feel better. I was thinking when I was putting my trainers on earlier to take the dogs for a walk, I was like, I'm probably never going to be more responsible than I am now because I'm 32. And I mean, really, I would think that I would be a bit more together and organised and my house wouldn't be a shit tip and I paid my bills on time at least. But no, never going to change, is it?
Somebody's asking for our next holiday. We haven't got anything booked in. We're lame. And my friend Janine has booked back-to-back restaurants and holidays and all sorts, and we've got nothing organised.
I've got nothing. Well, we've got a lunch booked together next week, but that's all we've got.
Where is that? The Priory or something?
Yeah,
the Priory.
But I haven't bothered just because last time, I don't know, I just feel like there's not really that much point yet because anything can happen. I mean, I just don't trust what the government say anymore.
Well, Boris came on to TV the other day and said basically don't go on holiday, don't book your holidays.
Yeah. Well, I haven't booked anything and neither of you, so.
Yeah, so it won't be till next year. And then when it does come to next year, probably like
everyone's
our old favourite Greece. And it depends if it's like rammed everywhere. I don't want to go. I don't want to be stuffed like wasting with a bunch of tourists. Yeah. Favourite new recipe. Get yourself some broccoli. It's not a new recipe, it's an old one, but it's a great one. Get yourself some broccoli, get
New
yourself a lemon,
recipe.
get yourself some salt, get yourself some pepper, get yourself some olive oil, and cut the broccoli up, put it in a bowl, pour over a bit of olive oil, squeeze over a lemon, crack over some salt and pepper, put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Boom. Delicious. There you go. Healthy and delicious. Yeah.
I can't really think of any recipes. I've been eating really badly actually the last couple of weeks. I've had a lot of like
Maybe not olive oil. Yeah, you could do maybe you could do it with rapeseed oil, be all right. Well, maybe not olive oil. Olive oil is more for like a salad and stuff. I sometimes do olive oil if I run out. Somebody keeps asking, will you be watching The Dissident? Does that say I was quite a distance away? The Dissident. Is that what it says?
What's that?
Don't know.
I've
Never heard of
even
it.
heard of it.
Don't know. Do you work for them? Are you producing it? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to call it a day. Thanks very much for listening. We will see you all next week. Or we'll see you on Sunday.
next
Tune
week,
in on
folks.
Sunday for our video, which I'm going to go and work on now.
Cool.
And we'll see you then. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for
Thanks
listening.
for chatting to us in the comments.
Yeah, babes. Thanks, Gabba, for your money. Cheers, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
You should have done that, Cones.